everybody? Welcome back to SNS Sports. Cowboys come away with the victory, 24-6 over the visiting Detroit Lions. Good win, but in my opinion, the game was much closer than the final score. What were your initial thoughts on the game, bro?
Well, yeah, I felt like we didn't play our best game, but games are hard to win in this league. You know what I mean? The same week you see the Panthers, they come up and they beat the Bucks, and then also you see the Commanders come on top of the Packers. So to say the least, I think the Detroit Lions are a good team, and every game ain't gonna be easy, but I thought we did enough to win, and it's a lot of room for improvement.
Absolutely. I know we talked about it a lot earlier. Sam Williams looks phenomenal, dude.
Hell yeah, man. Love Sam.
That's a terrific second-round pick.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of cool with the Smith-Williams combo over the, what's his name, Karlaftis, and then whoever. Like, Sam Williams is good, bro. That was a good pick by this regime.
DQ wanted this guy. He went and got it. And shout out Will McClay, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's picking these guys out, man. And, you know what I mean? Can't say enough about that. So, Sam Williams coming on strong. Hey, I said last week I think he deserved more playing time. Hey, even more. It's like limited snaps, man. He's getting it done.
It's crazy, too, because these guys are so fresh, man, that even when Dante Fowler gets out on the field, his presence is felt. Like, bringing these guys in, especially like the third, fourth quarter with fresh legs, man, they're really getting home.
You know, Sam Williams only had like 12 snaps, so 2 sacks and 12 snaps, you know what I mean? Look, crank it up. Keep cranking it up, man. Day. So I think it's going to be dangerous as this year going on. So we talk about room for improvement. That's one of those guys, like, as long as we can keep putting these guys in, and we'll talk about some fresh faces that we may see starting this week. But, I think it's a lot to work on, a lot to improve, especially Dak Prescott, first game back. A little rusty here and there, but I think in the second half, man, it's like the game was going on and he was getting into his flow a little bit. I think that was the Dak we know, you know what I mean? Early on, it was a little, some bad throws here and there. But for the most part, man, you can see the difference right away, you know what I mean?
I think, too, Dak looked good, man. He didn't look terrific, but better than I guess expected. He still got to get up to game speed. I mean, what has he had all in all? Like 40 reps this season? You know what I mean? Like, it hasn't been much. Yeah. So let him get used to the playing speed. He did look better after the half.
He was like 10 for 11 second half. So, 10 for 11 about 103 yards,
25 passes too, I think, was like the right number.
Perfect.
Like that, they did a good job with that.
Yeah, I know we all wondered like what that balance was going to look like, and would Kellen Moore kind of get away from it. Kellen Moore, he does need some things he need to work on. It looked like he was trying to get a little cute every once in a while, but I think for the most part we stayed true to what we know. You know what I mean? Zeke had a stellar game. You know what I mean? When we talk about standouts, that was one of my standouts. Zeke. I thought Tony Pollard, he came in, he does his normal Tony Pollard thing, you know what I mean? He's actually like number 3 in the league right now as far as PFF, 5.6 yards per average, man, when he's touching the rock. So, man, the run game is solid. I think the offensive line took a step back, you know what I mean? Especially prior to the last week. I think this week they probably had their worst game of the year outside of that Tampa Bay game starting off the year.
I think this offensive line is more built for the run game compared to the pass game. Nice. McGovern gets blown up in pass pro.
Finally seen Steele get beat. Hutchinson actually was able to line up and beat him as well. So, it definitely took a step back, you know what I mean? But like I said, there's room for improvement. I know on the right side, we don't normally think about too much when it comes to the run game, you know what I mean? I think that's something we can hang our hat on week in and week out. Any players that who stood out to you this game? Like standouts.
I know we mentioned Sam Williams off the top. He looked phenomenal, of course. Yeah. A couple other. Dante Fowler, of course. We mentioned him before. Nice. Trayvon looked good. He made some big plays. You can kind of see his progression as well. Yeah. He looks good.
Now I was going to speak on Trayvon Diggs. Like as much as he did last year as far as the interceptions, I think he's already took a different leap. Obviously, the stats ain't there as far as that go, but he's getting close to lockdown as possible. And I don't even know why they keep trying this, man. You know what I mean? So, week in and week out, he's stepping up. As far as the other cornerbacks, though, we're gonna have to talk about that. But who was your last standout that you had?
Oh, that was gonna be Turpin, man.
Oh yeah,
he just momentum shifter, man. It's not gonna be long before they stop kicking him the ball. I won't be surprised if they start.
He's a Pro Bowler right now. The season and the day, he's a Pro Bowl. Pro Bowl should win for real.
I mean, name a better returner in the league right now. You know what I mean? So anytime you can kick a ball to a guy and you get the ball on the opposite 30, the opposite 40, like you're not asking much of. And then if it's a dud drive, like you're already in field goal range.
He
that's
gonna
3
break
points.
one. He's just getting close. Like, you know what I mean? It's gonna be one game that's close, and he's gonna break it open for us, man. So but like you said, they're gonna continue kicking to him. Hey, listen, we know what we got back there, so definitely shout out Turpin. I did mention Zeke and Tony Pollard for my 2 standouts. It's an obvious one, you know, Micah Parsons, man, with the game saving play. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean, he continues to do what he do week in and week out. You know what I mean? It's like at the end of the game when everybody getting tired, man, this man energy is unmatched. Shout out to him for even making that play. And then the next guy, D-Law, you know what I mean, who, even though Michael made that game-saving play, he probably made the play of the day, forcing that fumble, taking on about 4 guys. You know what I mean? Can't say enough about DeMarcus Lawrence. You know what I mean? Another week, not a solid game for him. So, for sure.
I think, too, that play you're talking about with Micah, like, his motor doesn't stop running. Yeah. And if he doesn't make that tackle, man, there's a chance that we're having a different conversation today. Right. Because that kind of shifted things. The fumble occurs right after we recover, which they should have scored. They were on that, like, they were goal to go on like the inch yard line.
That man was a gazelle out there, man. Lion, gazelle, whatever, man. I just know, man. Listen, he flew past everybody to make that play. You don't see that every day in the NFL. For real, I don't know another player just that pop off the screen to me or like names that jumps off that I just think like who would make that same play. And it wasn't the only time when you think about some of the screenplays or just like a player that like when it looks like you could be able to play, like he was running it down, you know what I mean, all game long. Right. So, yeah. Things that don't show up in the box score all the time.
He definitely doesn't have a lazy play, I think, in his career. Sticking to the defensive side, we did just get the news that Jourdan Lewis is going to be out for the rest of the season.
That sucks, man.
Guess it's going to be boss man fat time, as well as DaRon Bland.
I think DaRon Bland stepping up for this one.
I hope so. Yeah. But I would like to see what our former second-round pick has in his arsenal. Do you think we see an increase in playing time there?
I think so. I think DaRon Bland will get the first crack at it, just kind of hearing the news and Mike McCarthy coming out, what he was saying. But then he also said that Nation Wright and, Boss Man will get some increased snaps. So I think all these guys will play. But I think in that nickel spot, I just think they feel comfortable with with a DaRon Bland in there. He's proven in his short period of time, small sample size. And I think, if things do shake out, I wouldn't be surprised to see an AB move over, maybe Kelvin Joseph outside. So they'll play with things, but I think DaRon Bland right away, I think he'll do fine. You know what I mean? I'm excited to see what he looks like. It sucks that it had to happen this way, you know what I mean? Terrible news, man. It's a tough injury to come back from. But hey, look, one man down, we got to keep it flowing. So
yeah, it's a next man up league.
Yeah.
Staying on the defensive side, we are giving up 5.5 per pass. That's third best in the league.
Yeah.
We're middle of the pack against the run. We do need to shore some things up there. But once this offense starts clicking, we should be able to force these guys into more third and longs. I know Detroit, I'm pretty sure they had like a handful of third and longs that they couldn't convert.
Right.
Forcing these teams into drop back pass games is going to be our path to success. On the opposite side, we got to stay out of the drop back pass game.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of followed a similar script to what we've been seeing all year. I think Detroit was most effective when they was running the ball and kind of staying ahead of the chains. But you notice, like, once we finally got that last touchdown and we went up 17-6, and Jared Goff had to step back, that's when you see a pressure mounting. And you think about, like, what we hang our hat on. We always say bend but don't break. Like, this was a game that was truly bend but don't break. Like, you gotta get your hats off to Detroit. Like, even though there's missing a few key players, it is a good offense. They got a good philosophy over there. You know, it's a strong attack. So I think, they was moving the ball up and down, but I think enough can be said about the fact that they couldn't get into the end zone. And then look, listen, we've been asking about those turnovers for a while, and then look, they came in bunches. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you say, Sam Williams, he was able to get in there. You see Micah Parsons, he forced a fumble. Jourdan Lewis, shout out to him. Fortunately, he had an injury on the same play. Trayvon Diggs, of course. And I believe, D-Law on the forced fumble. So you got five takeaways that game, man. So all that they was doing, you know what I mean, whatever happened, look, you know what I mean, all we needed was a couple, man. And you see, like, the offense wasn't even on his best foot. And yeah, that's the crazy part about it. We're still able to drop 24. It felt like it could have been 45, to be honest. But, I think about the defense side of the ball. Obviously, I felt like we nitpick with wins, but you do still got to look at things you can improve on. I think, speaking on the defensive side, I just feel like the linebackers, it wasn't the best game for them as far as playing out in space, different things like that. And I got a question for you, man. like what's up with the cornerbacks like playing so far off the ball, right? Like I don't mind a Trayvon Diggs doing it. Because obviously, you know what I mean, he has his bait tactics where he, you know what I mean, he'll give you one look and then he's on it. But then to see guys like AB and even Jay Lewis certain times, it's 3rd down and 14. Why the hell are you lining up 15 yards off the ball?
I think
I just don't understand that, man.
To be honest with you, I think given the game script and Amon-Ra St. Brown being out of the game, they probably felt comfortable giving a little cushion. They felt like we could gang tackle and prevent the first downs. I mean, it's not ideal, but if we're in like a soft zone and we are prepped to game tackle around the first down, I don't know. I mean, it makes no sense, bro.
My thing is, if I don't mind playing the cushion, right? But we all know if you're going to get the cushion, at least play the first down marker. Don't, you know what I mean?
Right.
If they got 14 yards, why the hell you dropping 17? And they ran that little hook route, but obviously they tried the same play later on. That's when Jay Lewis was able to jump, you know what I mean, on that. But I think for the most part, you know what I mean, the guys was coming up to tackle, and I think Curse, he's still a little rusty. You see some tight ends able to get free against him. I think Hawkinson, he had a pretty good game, but for the most part, I think everybody played well. Barr, LV, we have to talk about it going to the bye week, and obviously by the trade deadline coming up, we'll speak about some acquisitions that possibly we could make. But on the offensive side, I got a few guys that come to mind. Like when you think about like a guy that just had an off game or some things that just kind of look out of sort to you, what will pop to you?
I mean, off the top, it's going to be Gallup with 2 targets, no
Absolutely.
catches. But I don't think that's his fault. I think that's going to be a Kellen Moore thing.
I just don't think he's looking comfortable right now off of that knee injury, man. It may take a little bit longer than we thought, to be truthful.
Yeah, it could. And that, I mean, I'm cool with him taking a lighter role for now. You know what I mean? Couple weeks from now, when he actually gets up to game speed, like, of course, I would like to see him doing Michael Gallup things. What about, is that kind of what you were leading to?
Yeah. So I thought Gallup, he's just kind of been non-existent. I thought, especially coming back this game, you've seen Dak look for him a couple times, but it was kind of like a reoccurring theme where you seen last week where, you know what I mean, even Cooper Rush, when he tried to force the Gallup, that's kind of where the negative players was happening at. It may take him a little bit of time. I know that there's our vertical threat, but it's just like in and out of the breaks. I'm not sure if he's fully comfortable yet. But as far as everybody else, like the running backs, you can't say enough about. I think one thing that stood out to me, and we all expected it, was Dalton Schultz for appearance, right? It's just something about when Dak come back to this lineup, you see Dalton Schultz rushing back. He like, nah, listen, injured or not, listen, I got to get my money. He ain't even trying to get these other tight ends a chance to even look good with Dak, because I'm going to be honest, Dak loves his tight ends. You looked around, look, Peyton Channing shot, he even got a touchdown. Ferguson, he continued to look good, but I think it was good and kind of refreshing to see Dalton Schultz back in the mix of things this week.
I think, to be honest with you too, I think Ferguson's a better talent than Shultz. I don't think he has it all upstairs yet like Shultz does, so I am curious to see. Yeah, of course. I'm curious to see what decision this coaching staff makes with Shultz after the end of the season.
He's gone.
Staying at, you think so, 100%?
Right on the wall. He's gone. It sucks, though. I wouldn't mind having him in Dallas, but, you know what I mean? You got some guys, 2 guys that can do the same thing. You know.
Right.
He'll go somewhere else to make a little bit of money, whether he's in Jacksonville or who knows, the Commanders, somewhere else in the year, somebody will pay up for him. He's still a good talent. He's just not an elite one. And we ain't about to pay money to a guy that's not top 5 in his position. Or not, he could be top 5, but not like elite. He's not up there with the, you know, the Kelsey and guys of that sort. So
he would be top 5 based off of volume alone,
right.
In my opinion. To stay on the turnovers though, so we had 5, we lost 1. The Noah Brown fumble, I know we kind of talked about it. I don't really blame him for that. He kind of did what he had to do to preserve his life on that one. So
it was dangerous.
But on the season, we're second in the league in turnover differential, behind only Philadelphia. We're +6 on the year. So that's phenomenal news.
That's big. Sure.
Yeah, you're definitely guaranteed to win games when you're getting turnovers and not turning the ball over. Penalties, man, we almost got again with that. We had 7 for 55 yards, and Detroit had 8 for 59, so it was about even. Yeah. But some of the penalties, man, are terrible. That's something that we got to get fixed up, I hope, after the bye week.
Yeah, look, we got the thing is, man, we 5-2, right? And we got room to improve. Like I said, everything didn't look perfect this week, but it's fine. Like I feel like the offensive line can play better. I feel like, Kellen Moore can do better things now that he has a Dak. And then Dak, he has to get back in his rhythm. Like you said, but right away I seen some throws that I was like, nah. I was like, we haven't seen that in a while. You know what I mean? I'm talking about a couple downs, like right away. And then you think about the defense, as good as they look, like they can still improve on the run game. And you know what I mean, certain situations. And one of those improvements I want to say as a team is like, and especially for Kellen Moore, is these short yardage down plays, like third down. I'm still wondering when it's 3rd down and 2, why are we in the shotgun or why are we doing these crazy reverses and like just get a ball to Zeke. You know what I mean? If you don't want to give it to Zeke, man, go ahead and, you know what I mean, give a type of action. Put your big boy. What happened to that package last year? We put kind of a McGovern at fullback. Like, bro, like we know the strip is our run game. I feel like in those down and distances, we need to do a better job of just continuing drives. And I think the more we do that, you know what I mean, as far as extending drives that plays into our defense. So it's little things like that I know going into December and late in the year that we can get better at that I think will set us up for success later on.